Alright, part 10 of The Steelers Suck. And this one, and this is a notion that I've brought up in previous videos plenty of times before, and other videos in the past as well. So this is going to be about how us, constantly trying to copy and be like the Eagles just hasn't worked for us. Now, okay. So over the years, you notice how it's like, so for starters, we bring in Andy Weidl, who was I believe the Eagles' vice president of player personnel or something like that. We bring him in because he did help build the front seven that the Eagles have. He did. And now it's like we're bringing him in to do the same thing with us. And not only that, we have been signing their former players just to try and copy and be like them. And we've even done this in disguise as well, right? So, start off with this. So last year we brought in Russ and Justin Fields, who, by the way, are mobile quarterbacks. Who else is a mobile quarterback? That's right. Jalen Hurts. And while I have said many times before that Tomlin controls everything, him and Art Rooney II control everything. But I've also said before that they tend to give Andy Weidl some limited power at times. Because like the draft picks he made with Keanu Benton, and maybe even this year's draft with Derek Harmon and Jack Sawyer, maybe even with those were not Mike Tomlin picks. Those were not Art Rooney II picks. Not even Omar Khan. Those were Andy Weidl picks. They were. And now it's like, let's talk about how we have been signing their former players. So like, a couple years ago, we signed Isaac Seumalo, who was a former offensive lineman of the Eagles. And the Eagles, as we all know, have the best offensive line in the game, and it's not even close either. So we signed him. And of course, this year, in the offseason, we signed Darius Slay, who was a corner for them. And we signed Kenneth Gainwell. But before the Kenneth Gainwell signing, in last year's offseason, we signed Cordell Patterson to be our version of Kenneth Gainwell. And you see, here's what I gotta say. We have the right idea of trying to be like the Eagles, especially when it comes to trying to build the trenches on both sides of the ball. But the problem is we really suck at it, and we're trying to do it with little kid tools and of course with the Eagles, scraps, rather than try and do it with our very own tools and try and do it on our own. Right? You got the right idea. It's just that we can't do it worth a shit because we suck at it. And we're just not doing it right. Another thing worth mentioning is this. If we want to have any hope of building a team like the Eagles have now, we gotta blow up what we have now, because culture-wise, this team is a mess. I've been saying that. And it's also we gotta, if we want to build like the Eagles, we can't just try and build it off the current mess that we have. We gotta do it from scratch. We gotta do it from the ground up. That's how it's gotta work. And if you compare the Eagles roster to our roster, there is literally nothing that we do better than the Eagles. Literally nothing. They blow us out the water at pretty much every position. And not only that, it's like both times Tomlin has played Sirianni's Eagles, he has gotten his ass beat by him. He has. It's the same thing whenever we play the Eagles in Philly. Every time we go there, see, we don't just lose. We get the shit beaten out of us. I mean, not that I hate the Eagles or anything, but yeah, like, not only have we failed to copy them, we have gone into their house and have gotten just outclassed by them every time. 35-13, like the picture here where A.J. Brown mocked our defenders. And then, of course, 27-13 2 years later, where we would collapse, go on a 5-game losing streak, including the playoffs, while the Eagles went on to kick ass and hoist that Lombardi trophy. There's nothing similar about these two teams at all. At all. And it's pretty laughable for a team like us that is just trying so hard to be like them. The only thing that's the same is that these two teams play in the same state. And even then they play in opposite sides of the state. So yeah, like literally everything about these two teams is completely different. They have better trenches than we do, better quarterback, better coaching, better receivers, better run game, better D-line, the better linebackers, better secondary, better success in the playoffs, just better everything. Better everything. And yeah, I'm gonna be honest. Philly cheesesteaks are definitely better than Primanti Bros sandwiches. And Primanti Bros sandwiches are fine, but Philly cheesesteaks are definitely better. But that's besides the point. But yeah, trying to copy the Eagles has absolutely failed us, and it has only kept us stuck in mediocrity. And another thing, we go on a 5-game losing streak from 10-3 to 10-8. What do? We make no changes and stick to the same old shit. What does Philly do in 2023 when they went from 10-1 to 11-7, including the first round blowout loss? They showed accountability. Enough said, I'm out.